Alrighty, this is take two of me trying to do this because I realize I say a lot in my talk, just my natural speech, which is real problematic. Trying to fix it. Okay, so after the last video, I tried to work on Unconformed a lot more. I added more forms and I was really starting to implement stuff that had to do with stats into what was actually appearing on the screen. So stuff that increased length would actually increase the size of the shish on the screen, which was pretty damn cool. But then everything's happy, everything's going well. Boom! Breakup. Terrible. I went into a huge depressive state where I only wanted to work, sleep, and game. Not in those order or preference at all. I guess I would rather sleep. Okay, that's not the point. Anyways, I was getting real tired from work because I'd just been starting out and going from these two during the school year and hardly talking to people in classes to working cashier and talking to people for like 8 hours a day probably didn't help that I came home with no energy. So that I took a big break from games, is what I'm trying to say, from making games, and I wasn't feeling cash money about that. So I tried to get back into it with something real simple. I tried to make the ideal idle game again. The reason I gave up on it last time was because I wanted to do that AA, AB, ABC, ABC, AC, AD, all those number jack, like really bad. Like that was a big point of it to make really big numbers. And then I found out about integer 64 and how it's a little bit confusing to go past, what was it, like 15 quintillion. Um, so I couldn't really get those super duper big numbers. But then I thought for this game, I just cap it at 1 quintillion. And if you reach 1 quintillion of a certain amount of currency, then you just have infinite of that currency. But after I started creating the area after, oh yeah, I changed how the options look to fit more of a mobile thing screen because the last options were a little bit weird. I fixed a lot of stuff. Gosh, I should have put in the main um screen again. I made it look so much more pretty. But I also don't really care about that much because I did drop the game again because I didn't want to make the big tree because I'm really bad at art. I ain't good at a lot of stuff, I'm starting to realize. I gotta get more practice for this shish. And then after dropping that, I was still in the very basic depresso uh what is it? Just a loop, just a whole bunch of nonsense. So I tried to work on my game documents, which there's a link to here. You can view it if you want. If you so desire inspiration, can't come up with it yourself. I uh I try to write these every once in a while to fuel my creativity, get me thinking. And most recently, I was thinking of two JoJo games. The one's here, a Steel Ball Run Race game, which, like, I mean, who wouldn't think about that with all the hype that's been around Steel Ball Run? Well, I guess not anymore because it's the middle of summer, and the last episode was in spring, and the next episode isn't coming out until fall. So I'm like talking about this jack in the middle of when it's gonna be least popular. But anyway, after that, Steel Ball Run thing, I tried to think about a. I went to Roblox for inspiration because there just aren't a lot of JoJo games, but there are a few on Roblox, but they're all fighting, and I can't play fighting games because I live in a college city, a city college. So all the college kids be stealing my bandwidth. I can't fight for shish because one, I'm getting kicked out of Roblox every 20 seconds, and two, okay, wait, no, the 20 seconds thing is just me freezing. Two was that I'm getting kicked out of Roblox every like 20 minutes, so I can't have prolonged fights with people. So I can't enjoy fighting games very much, and that's all uh JoJo Roblox is. So I tried to come up with like a good tile-based, kind of like Polytropia, if anyone's ever played that, but with Roblox characters instead of war units. And that's what I'm working on right now. But I don't know how to code on Roblox. I know how to do Unreal Engine blueprints because those are kick-ass. But allow, I hear it's easy, but I mean, fuck, an easy language is still a whole new language, ain't it? Cut me some slack. So I'm gonna try and learn it. I feel good to be back in the game design rhythm, kind of cutting up the depresso state. Still totally am depresso. I would love a girlfriend, but I mean, wouldn't we all? Uh, yeah. This video was for the sake of Hey Cleat. When you look back and you see a massive gap in productivity, this is why. Bye bye.